our big story from last time, of course, was the UK's Online Safety Act, and we have a few updates on that and how different platforms are reacting to it. So first of all, I would like to bring on my colleague Mark Polakov to talk about Wikipedia losing the court challenge they made.
Thank you.
Wikipedia? I
To the
hardly know
OSA.
her.
Yes, so if you recall in the last episode, we mentioned that the Wikimedia Foundation, host of Wikipedia, were bringing a court challenge against potentially being designated what Ofcom would call a Category 1 site. If you don't recall that, click there to watch us explaining exactly why.
I can only do 5 of these in a full show. Oh, I think we've done 4.
Now,
It's fine.
they did technically lose the court challenge in that they did not get the ruling that they were after, which would effectively forbid Ofcom from declaring them a Category 1 site. However, the judge was very careful in his wording in the ruling and effectively said, there's the sort of layman's terms translation. I should clarify that this is not, I'm not a qualified lawyer, blah, 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 blah. Don't do anything silly based on what I'm about to tell you about this court case. The sort of layman's terms translation is, well, I can't do anything now because Ofcom haven't actually declared you a Category 1 site. And if you read between the lines, if follow-up was, if you don't, in fact, if you read, it's half between the lines, half overt, is that the follow-up is that if Ofcom were to categorize Wikipedia as a Category 1 site, then Wikimedia would be well within their right to come back to the court and challenge that categorization. The only reason they really failed in this time is because they hadn't been, and therefore there was basically nothing for the court to do.
Ah, right, okay.
In other developing news, in the sort of broader area of laws similar to the Online Safety Act in the UK, there have been some states in the US which have also brought in similar laws. And particularly, I appreciate how transparent Blue Sky are about exactly what they entail and how they are complying with them. So, for instance, South Dakota and Wyoming have passed laws that are very similar to the UK's, and thus they're rolling out the same age verification requirements as they are in the UK. Mississippi has rolled out a significantly more stringent law in this space, which rather than requiring age checks for certain features, it would effectively require every Blue Sky user in Mississippi to verify their age.
Regardless of whether or not they wanted to use the features.
Pretty much. And
Okay.
potentially be fined $10,000 per user if they don't verify.
How many users does Blue Sky have?
A fair few.
Yeah.
And so Blue Sky have taken the pragmatic approach of simply blocking their service in Mississippi entirely, rather than rolling out age verification tooling like they have in other countries and states that have rolled out similar requirements. So, interesting development in this space. And then bringing this sort of a little bit closer to home.
Yes, we have Steam, the company. Valve, they make Steam, the games, PC, Mac, general games buying marketplace and runner. That's not the word I was looking for, but you know what I mean. So their method of doing age verification, which, yeah, it makes sense they'd need it because you can get 18 plus games on Steam. Their method isn't, doing what a lot of other websites have done. So require like face scan, require a picture of your ID, etc. No, what they've gone for is putting in a valid credit card detail, not debit card, credit card.
We should clarify the specific reason that they have gone for the credit card-based approach is because it is possible for underage people to get debit cards but not credit cards.
Yes, this is true. But also, a lot of over 18 people I know don't have credit cards. So, yeah, it's a case of if you want to use anything that's age-restricted on Steam, you have to have a valid credit card, which...
Also,
yeah.
I think it's worth clarification that firstly, their reasoning, which I think makes sense to me, is discretion. There's no difference in the credit card checks they do for this to any other credit card check. Whereas, I think it's probably like privacy-wise, it's probably the best one rather than, here's an upload of my face to prove I'm trying to buy whatever the fuck, right? And also from my research, because I didn't go through this verification, and I've looked around Steam, the only like games that are actually like restricted are games with like high levels of sexual content, like porn games, basically. Like even like GTA isn't age restricted, stuff like that. Like
Oh, okay.
it's not just like, oh, this has been rated 18 by Peggy. Like it is like I said, specific like porn games, like stuff with high amounts of sexual content, not just anything deemed mature by, whatever ratings board.
Okay, yeah,
Which-
that's a fair point. It's definitely a good privacy-wise, and that's something that I didn't know. I thought it was all 18+ games, but if they are actually, segmenting it into, okay, this is just 18+, GTA, or versus, straight up sexual content. Okay, that makes sense.
I was stopping myself from making the obvious joke there the whole time.
Which obvious joke?
What obvious
I'm not
joke?
going to say it because it would probably get us demonetized.
Oh, so it wasn't Who's Peggy?
Also, on a very similar note to this, just while we're on the Safety Act, the Online Safety Act has cost me one helpful thing, and that is I can finally browse Nexus mods without being flooded by porn mods for Skyrim, because it filters them all out for me now because I'm not age verified.